All praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham WabrakakWadash. Peace, blessings, much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth. No matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth. To the rest of the church who believe as well, you men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 2. For all those things hath mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord Yahweh. To this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. So the Lord is dealing with lowly men, men of lowly minds, men who are broken, men who fear, who tremble at his word. These so-called Christians of today, they do not push the fear of the Lord. And that's how you know the Lord is not looking upon them with favor. Because if he was, well, they would be trembling at his word. And if they were trembling at his word, they would show it by applying it. Okay? Let's read this again. For all those things hath mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. Let's go into contrite. Hebrews 52:23. The word is nakeh. It says stricken, smitten, maimed, dejected, lame. And those are the type of men who the Lord are looking upon. Men who are maimed, who are lame, who are broken in the spirit. That's why Yahweh Shai was sent. So that he could be our healer, so that he could be our physician. Okay? And it also says that we should tremble at the word, showing what? The importance of the fear in the Lord. A lot of people may not like how we teach. They may not like how we come off with the message. Who cares? Okay? We do this in hopes to save them who believe. Luke chapter 14 and verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. So we speak with such authority, such severity, to compel our people, or to force our people, not by physical hands, by putting hands on them, but we force our people or compel our people through the fear of the Lord. That's why you'll often hear us say, the Lord's going to destroy such and such. The Lord's going to put to death such and such. If you don't repent, you're going to die. Right? These things are said to compel our people. Okay? Let's go into that word compel. The word in Greek 3:15. Kadzo. To necessitate, compel, drive to, constrain, by force, threats. That's why we make threats. It's to compel our people. We force you through threatening you to turn to the Lord, because ultimately it's not us threatening you. It's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai threatening you. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. So in reality, It's the Lord threatening you. It's the Lord in whom you need to fear. That's why we speak words in such a manner so that we can compel our people, compel the believers of our people to come into this ministry if they be of the elect. Because see, when it comes down, that's all that matters, is whether or not our people are of the elect. I'm trying to think of where the scripture is. Is it in Nahum? It might be in Baruch, actually. Let's go to the book of Baruch, chapter 3. Chapter 3. I'm in chapter 4. Baruch chapter 3 and verse 7. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts. So we have fear in our hearts because we've been compelled through the fear of the Lord to believe, to turn away from our wicked ways. Okay? And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name. And the elect will call upon the true names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and praise thee in our captivity, seeing that we are currently in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. And the reason why is because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has compelled through fear to put in our hearts that we need to obey. We need to be obedient, because going against him, it's not good for us. It's not going to work out for us. So the Lord put fear in our hearts. That's the difference between us and the rest of these wicked ass people in this world. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 32 and verse 18. A man of counsel will be considerate, but a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear, even when of himself he hath done without counsel. So a proud man is not going to be intimidated by the fear of the Lord. A proud man is not going to hear the judgments of the Lord and not really feel in his mind to be compelled, right? The elect are going to be compelled. The fear put the Lord in the elect's minds, and we're hoping to be a part of that number. If you have fear of the Lord, that's beautiful. Okay? I've had days where I've looked up in the sky and I've seen a cloaked disc, and I knew it was a chariot. And when I get it on video, it never does justice from my point of view, seeing it in person. But seeing this cloaked disc, I always think to myself, man, if that chariot was to actually fill in and show itself, reveal itself fully, that would be terrifying. I remember I had a dream. I was literally fleeing from a chariot with my eyes closed, and all I could say is Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai repeatedly, because I was in so much fear. The Lord is looking for us to fear him, but a proud man is not going to be daunted. He's not going to be intimidated or compelled. Okay? Many have it in their mind that what we're saying is really nothing more than air. And that's okay, because what we're saying, it will come to pass. And we say many things. Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. So a proud man who's not daunted with fear, who's not intimidated by the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, they don't tremble at the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's because they've been deceived by their own opinion. They don't have good judgment. They don't have discernment. Okay, and it's to their own destruction. And that's okay. So let's go back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 4. I also will choose their delusions and bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. So the Lord is calling out to our people, and the majority of our people are rejecting the word. So seeing that the majority are rejecting this word, they've been deceived by their own vain opinion. They lack judgment. They don't fear the Lord. They're not compelled in their minds. Okay? I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them. So the Lord can bring your worst fear upon you, seeing that a lot of people are proud in their heart. They're not intimidated. They don't tremble at the words of the Lord. So the Lord has a way of breaking people. And we are in a time where the Lord is going to start breaking people. It's breaking season. Okay, the Lord is going to break a lot of pride here in these times. Okay, because when I called, none did answer. That's why nobody really stops by when we're out on the streets teaching. It's not that people don't see us. Okay, when I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes and chose that in which I delighted not, which is fine. Hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified. But he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. So there's a lot of men who teach alone, right? They're going to be delivered, and a lot of men who claim to be in these camps, they're going to be casted out, because see, a lot of men in Israel are being found out that they're not right. They don't really fear the Lord. They're in this ministry with a whole different agenda. They're niggas low key, niggas in garments. They're nigs. Okay. But for us who actually tremble at the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, a lot of times we're hated by those who claim to be in this ministry. And times come where they don't even explain or express to you why they hate you. They just hate you. And a lot of times it's jealousy. They see something in you that's great. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to avoid you completely, or secretly watch your videos low key, just waiting for you to slip up and scoff. Okay? Then unsubscribe when you say something offensive, then secretly subscribe again to see if they can find something else juicy. A lot of men will separate you because you're in this with a sincere heart. You just want to serve the Lord. You just want to do what's right in the eyes of the Lord. You fear the Lord. And certain men, they'll hate you, and they'll even be in a garment just like you. They'll be teaching the word just like you. And in their mind, they're looking to being saved just like you. But for a lot of them, their day will be very shameful when the Lord returns, because a lot will say, well, Lord, Lord, I taught in your name. And he's going to say to a lot of men, depart from me. I never knew your ass, man. Because a lot of our people do not really fear the Lord, and they have a hatred for their brethren without cause. So you might see certain men teaching alone who have been casted out of camps. Men teaching alone just because men treat them like black sheep, like outcasts. And that's all right, because I'm going to read this again. Hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified. So a lot of men who think they're in the truth, they'll be out on the streets teaching, talking about Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? But he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. So a lot of men are going to be found out they're not right. A lot of men are not really compelled, are really not in the fear of the Lord, because if they were, they would move differently. They would act differently. They would show it. They would show forth their actions through work. So I'm gonna close it there. Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Shalom.